For Dan Weber, I'm Johnie Freatman, bringing you instant analysis here from Howard Jones Field. And Dan, we seem to be talking about this every week, but it hasn't changed so far, and that is the amount of penalties on USC. Saturday, Kiffin said that he was out of ideas, but apparently he came up with a new one. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, probably that's a long play to fight home, even though it's only from Tucson. But I think they started on when they got here Saturday night, and by Sunday they had put together a reel of every single major penalty, for the entire season, all 8 games. And I think the emphasis that you can tell is not only did they show them the dumb penalty, they showed them what was the consequence of this penalty. How did it set you back offensively, defensively, the Leonard Williams ejection, that kind of thing. So I think explaining the consequences to them, according to Robert, he said it was really silent as they sat there and watched and realized just how dumb so many of those penalties were. So that's and they actually had. Now I saw that. I just counted them. They had 4 officials here today. 4. Count them 4. Although the one flag I saw them throw was on the scout team for being offsides on a kickoff. So not sure, where that goes. But at least there were 4 officials here today.
We talked last week about how good and physical the practices seem to be. How would you compare Tuesday to last week, and what might have been different between those practice sessions?
Well, I think they were trying to replicate that. Now, I think Matt Barkley said he thought they were coming back a little quicker than after the Stanford loss. I'm not sure that I would have necessarily agreed with that. And maybe if you listen to Lane and a couple of the assistant coaches who intervened in ways in which we haven't heard much this year after plays for guys not hustling and all that. I don't think it was quite up to where they were the last 2 weeks. I mean, I thought they practiced really well last week, so that seemed to be not much of a determinant factor in Saturday's game. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, I think the thing they think is going to be the big morale builder and booster and motivator this week is Oregon, how good Oregon is. That's very seldom do I remember a USC team citing the opponent is the reason they're going to be up for the game. Kind of a commentary on this year.
Dan, lastly, we've talked to some people about the Marquise Lee performance. What have you gathered that might be unique from what everybody said in the wake of the game Saturday?
It's interesting. Marquise had to leave early for midterms, and so it was more of people reporting about him or talking about him. And as Robert said, first of all, nobody was keeping track of the yards and all the numbers and what have you. So he said it kind of slipped by that way. And then he said because of the way that Marquise reacted, he was so upset about the loss. He said we haven't really gotten involved much in the what a great record, what a da-da-da. It was just he said it just kind of hasn't been much of a mention at all, because when you do that in a loss, and when Marquise took the loss so hard, there's just not much focus on that record, or those records.
All right, well, Dan, thank you very much. For Dan Weber, I'm Johnie Freatman. This has been Instant Analysis. For more information, log on to uscfootball.com.